Hello again, it's Will, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. As I get that guard from being on paused, that X marks where we're going next, or at least where we're supposed to go. Number one rule of, fantasy games, RPGs, both these like action kind of RPGs and more turn-based RPGs, the place where they tell you to go, always go there last if you want to explore and get items and things. What happens when you go to where they tell you to go is often the plot advancing, and when the plot advances in certain games, you can get locked out of places that you could have gone before. But that's not a big problem in this game. Anyways, here we're in this nice little forest. It's called the Lost Woods. I don't think that's much of a spoiler. We can just follow in this pit and pick up our first piece of heart. We get 4 pieces of heart, you can see in the lower right, and then we get a whole other heart container. Okay, so there's a ex-member of a gang of thieves staying at the entrance to the desert. So that's way down at the southwest corner of the map. There's a desert. And here is a mushroom that you really want to get. I don't really like mushrooms, but virtual mushrooms, I don't mind. Music here is kind of nice. One of my friends, when I was a kid, he actually taped this music, and then he would actually go walking in the woods listening to this on his Walkman. Now, one thing you may have noticed me do is use my boomerang to stun these enemies at a distance. It makes your life a lot easier because they're not attacking you while you're hacking at them with your puny little sword. So, highly recommended. And we're just going to go back the way we came for a bit, back past the sanctuary, and keep going east. And we can do something with that mushroom we picked up. If you want to make your life easier in the game, kill a lot of enemies, because, they'll drop a rupee here, and maybe 5 rupees there, and 20 rupees there, and it adds up. And plus, you also want to just get good at killing enemies, because that'll just help you survive. Stun and hack, if you can. And that sign there says, forget these guys. That sign there says that it tells you that if you go up north, it heads to the magic shop and the waterfall of wishing. And if you hack that guy with your sword, he will stun you, so don't do that. Okay. Give you the mushroom. Okay. So, she'll have something for us a little later. And here's the inside of the magic shop. As you can see, red's a medicine to restore your health, green will do magic, and blue will do both. Boy, I used to spend thousands of rupees here in the course of a game, and you don't really have to. Anyway, they're nice enough to heal you. If you just talk to her, you get the free sample of the red. And all you need to do is just leave the area and just double back. And hopefully, yep, looks like it's ready. So now we have magic powder. And that has just a bunch of different uses. Just sprinkle it on different things, you get different effects. Okay, so he still hurts you. But anyway, he looks kind of funny. So now you could go back to the village, but the village to the west, but I recommend that we take a little detour to the south first, because there's a item we can pick up that will save us from having to spend money to get it in the village. So I guess I'm a little later with this second episode than I thought I'd be. As always, when you start a new project, there's always more stuff going on that you have to take care of than you think there is. And one other thing is just, with a game, is you just have to sort of plan a good path. Like, I know where everything is in this game, but just like, I don't really think too much about an optimal order, because usually I'm just playing for having fun. But, that might not make the greatest video. Okay, and that is not where I want to go. Sometimes I get them mixed up. Just need to go over here a little bit, and this is where Link's house is. This is where we started the game. We'll just go in and refill on hearts. So there's been an incredible amount of rain this November, and now it's December, the 1st of December, and it's still raining. It's let up a little bit. Last Saturday wasn't too bad, but it looks like this weekend will be another wet one. So good time to stay indoors and do things like this, or work on your yoga, I suppose. Okay, so we want to get that chest, and these blocks you can only push once, so you need to do that, and we get 3 bombs. That's great, absolutely free. 3 bombs. And now we want to go buy this chest, so we should not do exactly the same thing. No, that was wrong. Let's try that again. We should do that. There we go. Okay, I wonder what those levers do. Okay, floodgate is opened. Let's try the other one. That doesn't sound good. Okay, let's get out of here. And we've exposed a heart piece. Wonderful. And you can pick up these fish. Just use the A button, like you're, picking up a sign or something. Oh yeah, you can pick up signs and throw them too if you want. And I think you can also pick up bushes. And for sure you can pick up pots. Anyway, if you get hit by an enemy, you gotta go grab your fish again. I think this is actually the first time I've tried this. I got this from the strategy wiki on Zelda, which is quite good. It's got lots of information and good photos and lists and things. And it's collaboratively edited, so the problem is I can't pick up a bush or hack the bush while I'm carrying it. So that's kind of a little bit of a problem. And I want to go around these guards. So I'm going to the village now, but I'm coming up the back way. So probably not the way you would usually get to the village for the first time, but it works. And there's these tough blue guards chasing after you, but we can swing around them. And I'm just going to skip exploring all the south parts. I'm just going to get rid of this fish as soon as possible, and then we'll come back around and explore all this over the next few minutes. So it's a pretty safe and quiet place, but okay, I don't want to talk to her yet. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try this again. Try talk to him from the front. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, sweet. So he gave me a bunch of little consumable items, and boy, I notice now I have 10 bombs. And he refilled my magic too. Yes, I would like one of those bottles. Yes, in fact, you need bottles to hold the magic potion that you could have bought at the magic shop. But yeah, definitely we need bottles. And if you go to select your bottles, you go to sub-menu. There's going to be a total of 4 bottles in the game, and you definitely want them all. So let's start with the house that we were directed to, which is this one on the northeast corner. And we'll explore everything for real. I'm not a criminal. Well, at least I didn't do anything wrong. I mean, I suppose if some terrible person makes the laws, you know, you could be a criminal. Oh yes, I completely understand the entire legend. That 30-second explanation was good enough for me. It'd be, you know, I wish you could say, like, you know, could you say more? No, but, anyway. It's a simple little game. Now here's a location that becomes more important later. I kind of like it with the green thatched roof and the, like, the low ceiling and the little windows. So yeah, there was a... I wonder if that was the same gang. Yeah, it's the gang that's now located in the Lost Woods. Probably the same gang. Anyway, so this is one of those, you know, push the blocks once kind of puzzle. So you kind of have to just think about it. If you screw up, just leave the house and come back again. And we get lots of 20 rupees. So that was 80 rupees right there. We're getting our rupees right back after spending it on that bottle. And those walls with cracks in them, you can bomb. And we'll come up here and get another heart piece. Just one more, and then we get another heart container. And that was 30 rupees there in the pots. And let's get back outside. Oh yeah, well I guess it makes sense that they'd have a house with small windows, because that gang leader, you know, hated bright light. So you can fall down here. Don't open that chest. First, let's bomb another crack. Okay, now open the chest. Because you get more bombs. Yeah, you don't want to... You only have a capacity of 10 right now. So you would just... you'd end up sort of wasting bombs. Because it would, you know... Even if you have already 10 bombs, you open the chest, you know, the bombs from the chest are gone, and you're still standing there with 10 bombs. Anyway, got our 4th piece of heart, and now we have that other heart container. So that will help us out. And let's continue our systematic exploration. Let's go in this lady's house. Do you have anything to eat? Absolutely nothing. Okay, hey, how's it going? What? Oh, what'd I ever do to you? Come on. I just poke this guy. Ouch! I guess he can poke me through the hedge too, if I can poke him through the hedge. That's an interesting little statue, I guess. It's like kind of like a weather vane. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a big weather vane. Oh yeah, there is something here. If you pull on these kind of portraits, you get 20 rupees, which is kind of nice. But it only works once per visit. I mean, you can go back out and come back in and keep doing that if you want. Oh, not again. Ooh, menacing music. I'm really scared. Okay, back to the nice, calm, quiet music. Oh man, is that guy ever mow? What the heck? He's like a bushwhacker in the back of a tractor now. Yeah, I'd say so. Huh. So, like, turn them into... I guess not mermaids. Mermaids aren't really fish, are they? I mean, because, you know, they're kind of mammals. But at least their tops look like mammals. But then they have scales like a fish. It's really strange. I guess, you know, mermaids aren't real. So, I'm kind of overthinking this. Bug catching net. Very useful. Definitely get that. And we can't pull on the portrait because there's no space for us to do so. Those closed chests are blocking the way. And that guy runs too fast for us. We cannot catch him. Well, thank you. Somebody still trusts me. Because, you know, I'm a good guy. Like, you know, I went to rescue the princess. I saved her. She's now in the sanctuary, you know. And all I get is abuse. All I get is guards chasing me, and it's just terrible. Anyway. I don't know, I guess I just felt kind of annoyed by those chickens, so I thought I'd just, you know, give them a piece of my sword, but apparently they're invincible chickens. Now this little house doesn't seem to have a way in. It's more of a shed, really. Okay, it's the other side I want. It's the other side we want to open up. Yeah, this is easy to miss because there's no crack on the wall to tell you that you should bomb it. And those... be careful of those rats, because you can very easily, if you're walking, you're low on health, those rats will kill you. And, you know, it doesn't seem like much, but... Anyway, those are really the only enemies in the village, besides the soldiers that get called, or those rats. Okay, somebody who knows where the elder went. Alright, that's very good. Okay, out there in the east. What's in here? That's a little shop. Notice the red potion is more expensive here, so the cheapest place to get it is at the magic shop if you want the red potion. But there are alternatives to using the red potion, especially early in the game. Right now all those potions are overkill. Even if you were, you know, sort of taking a potion-based strategy for the game, you know, right now there's really not much point with them. Okay, so I showed you what happens when you hack at the chickens, and we refilled 1 heart for the low price of 10 rupees. Kind of get tedious if you had to refill a bunch of hearts. But there's some parts of the game that are quite unfriendly. We got a second magic bottle where you need, you know, you may just want to get one of those hearts to stop the game from beeping at you. It beeps when you're low on health, which you may have heard. Okay. Fellow who played the flute and went off to find the golden power. Well, hopefully he found it. Oh yeah? So that's how you know that you can come in the back. Okay, now that's it for the main village. And there's a little place on the outskirts here. Huh. He lost his partner. And the guy in the pub lost his son. And the village as a whole seems to have lost the elder. And I guess Zelda is sort of lost. She's hiding at this sanctuary. It's not particularly good times right now for the people of Hyrule. You cannot do anything in the library right now. It is just a waste of pixels. Can't even... It's not like the libraries in like a proper role-playing game where they will put things in the books. Yeah, sure. Paid 20, got 50. Not bad. I just made 30 rupees. You could abuse save states, and if you were playing on an emulator, and rack up your rupees really quickly. Okay, well, you sealed the door to his room, but, you know, I want to get through there, so, you know, too bad. I'm taking matters into my own hands. Yeah, well, I wasn't doing it so you could make up with your brother. I just want to get through here. You know, I'm a busy guy. I got places to be. I got, you know, kingdoms to save. 15 seconds. Reach the goal. Alright, let's go. Oh, alright. Not bad. Alright, so that was piece of heart number 5. And there is one more piece of heart that we can get before we go to the next dungeon. However, since there's only one, there's not much point in going out of your way to get it, because that won't help you get an extra heart container for use in the dungeon. So I'm going to leave that 6th piece of heart until later, when we have to be in the area that it's in anyway. Now let's just take a look up here, now that I'm not carrying a fish. Oh hey, excuse me. There's a guy in the bar in the village who... Son... Okay. Not so much for that. Yeah, we're just gonna head back up around by Link's house. And we're headed east. We're heading to the Elder. But first, we're just going to take a detour back down here again. You don't have to do this, but I recommend it, because it will greatly increase our survivability. But while we're making this little trip, I recommend that you do not engage the enemies. The enemies here are quite powerful and will knock you out for probably more than one heart when they hit you, so stay well clear. Yeah, you can go from full health to being beeping low health really quickly here. Just had a bag of water bottles fall over. Okay, so this is what I really came for, but there's something else down here too, so it made a good idea to come down here. Yes, you can keep fairies in bottles, and in addition to restoring several hearts when you use them, when you touch them, they have another very nice feature that works only when you keep them in bottles. So, well, I mean, other than the fact that you can release them from the bottle whenever you want and use them, there's another neat thing about them. So, hang on to some fairies. Always hang on to some fairies. You never want to be without a fairy. And here we get another item, Icerod. And this you don't you're not required to have the Icerod for a very long time in this game. Much later in the game you're required to have it, but they let you have it now nice and early. So you can go freeze enemies and... Now sometimes the item drops are different with frozen enemies. There's some information... Oh gosh, gotta go back and get a fairy. There's some good information on game FAQs about the mechanics of that sort of stuff if you're interested. So now we're going to head to that eastern area where the Elder is. We're on the home stretch, at least for today. Man, people shoot fireballs at me. This is a really dangerous area, so highly optional. Of course, though, you get those fairies from coming down here. Now, there are other sources of fairies that are ultimately more convenient, but they require advanced items to get to. And now I've got a bee chasing me. You want to get away from the bee, because the bees will sting you, and that's not good. You don't want that. It doesn't, like, poison you or anything, it just takes away some hearts. We'll just check this out. So big fairies like that can be found all over the game. I couldn't even begin to list them all. They're practically everywhere. At least it seems that way. And we head east. And north. To the east there's another fairy cave. Like with the big fairy, like we just saw. Okay, first priority. Raid the treasure. We can bomb that crack in the wall. Although there's another way to open those round cracks, like those cracks that sort of have a circle around them, like we just saw. So there's another way to open those cracks, but for right now all we can use is bombs. Well, you know, I'm not just anyone. I'm Will. I mean, like, well, anyway, either way. Alright. Okay, well, that's what we'll do. We're gonna go to the palace, and we'll get that pendant. It ain't no thing. I'm sure they just have it in a back room somewhere. So now, he put on our map the location of 3 pendants and the Master Sword, up there in the northwest in the Lost Woods. So now we sort of have a quest, basically, for the next little while. We're going to get the pendants, we're going to get the Master Sword, and we're going to save the kingdom. Simple as that. Now, what could possibly go wrong? And here we are at the front steps of the Eastern Palace, which we will explore next time on Let's Play The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.